And are we, of course, going to see that Kazik sliding through again? I hope so. I personally hope so, Jordan. I know you know I hope so.
I know you do. Not so sure. So, Team Thailand opting for the Yuumi ban first up here once again. Been pretty much their go-to. They do not want to see that champion, which I think is fair enough. Nobody likes Yuumi. Annie as well. They've been quite eager to ban out the Annie. I think in all 4 of their games so far, we've seen the Annie ban come through. And in 3 out of the 4, we've seen the Yuumi ban as well. So, sort of consistent at the very least with the bans. Just they're aware of the champions that they don't want to be playing against at all. And another misfortune ban here from Team Philippines is, I think, a really interesting choice. It's definitely not up there in terms of meta picks, so they may know something that we don't, in the sense it could be a comfort champion maybe for Sayumu, but I don't know. Again, I just don't think that banning Misfortune is really going to get you that far.
Yeah. It's also the first time that we're going to see these sides finally flipped to Thailand. Team Thailand, rather, going to be playing on the blue side, and Team Philippines over towards that red side. So interesting how the roles have shifted, but the bans really haven't. Team's still really focused on what they want, and looks like Team Philippines just don't want that Gragas being picked up by Team Thailand. Even though I'm not sure if Team Thailand were super invested in it. It didn't do a lot when it was in the hands of Yummy earlier on, but Yummy, of course, in this game, the one that just passed, having a funner affair on Kennen.
Yeah, I mean, it was actually the Team Philippines lads that picked up Gragas last game, but just not wanting to leave that opportunity open to Team Thailand. Got a Jace out here again. It's always going to be a fairly standard pick in the current meta. But I do wonder what that's going to leave us in the top lane. Do we need to have an AP top lane, or are we leaning towards a Kennen again? Maybe it was quite successful for Yummy. Wukong is the choice for Team Philippines. Straight into the jungle, you'd expect from that one. Lucian as well.
Ooh, Nami's open. See that Lucian Nami bot lane. Unless we see Team Thailand pick it away for themselves. I guess we shall find that one out in a moment. Lots of deliberation going on from the players right now. Let's see what Pillow's going to be picking up here. So looks like that is going to be the full lock-in for Lucian there. Where are Team Thailand going with this composition? Of course, they've got that heavy AD from big old Jace there. Flexible. Can we play towards top? Can we play towards mid? What is going to complement this? And are we going to see, again, another one of these split and poke comps? And it looks like that will come through. It's going to be a different hook champ this time. But we've got the Nautilus instead of the Blitzcrank.
Yeah, I don't mind that pick, actually. Nautilus into Lucian Nami is always going to be a threat. Nautilus into any kind of Enchanter support is always going to give you options. So if you're going to throw that Nautilus in, it's almost like throwing the gauntlet down. It's like, okay, well, we're going to leave the Nami on offer for you if you want to go for it. But it's not exactly going to be a super comfortable matchup for the Nami to go into. So you do definitely have 2 schools of thought here. You've got the engaged support versus potentially the Enchanter support. You've got the forwards-looking, aggressive playing ADC versus the more scaling-oriented in the Lucian versus the Jinx matchup. So either way, I mean, Team Thailand come out of this one fairly happy. Either, they go into the Lucian Nami and they get to play aggressively with that Nautilus getting on top of the Nami potentially, or they get into a little bit of a slower matchup here, you'd say, against the Taric. That's a little bit more in response to the Nautilus. It's going to make it a little bit more difficult for Nautilus to actually get any kind of value when he engages. But that's okay. That's okay for Team Thailand, because actually, as far as they're concerned, in theory, it should be, yeah, we're just going to scale into this game. We're gonna use our Jinx to get to late game and pretty much win from there. So interesting to see. I mean, look, there is still some interactions between the Taric and the Lucian that you can see being favorable.
Hang on. Team Philippines have gone with the Lulu ban. So were they expecting this Naught to get flexed?
Yeah, potentially. I mean, expecting it to maybe go in towards the jungle as well. That's definitely an option of choice. And I think, yeah, it's a problem. What?
Naught in the jungle?
Yeah. We saw it yesterday. For Hong, for Team China.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a possibility, and it's something that Team Philippines is kind of aware of. They also yeah, probably just don't want to be allowing Jinx Lulu to go over to Team Thailand. So
Yeah.
it's not a bad ban at all. Whereas I think it's a little bit more straightforward here for Team Thailand. They're just going to get rid of the Ari and...
Yeah, just get rid of a couple of AP sources, I'd say, with what Team Philippines have already picked up. Pretty heavy in the AD department for the ADC and the jungle. And where to for here for the bans. Team Thailand taking a bunch of time to go for this final lock-in. Not going to see a Milio, so that won't complement the Jinx down bot side. And that won't stop the plethora of CC that Team Philippines are probably angling to bring into this game. Have enjoyed going for their team fight comps, and it looks like they're trying to do it again, of course, with the Wukong pick up. But what are we going to see as we pick? Final ban, of course, for Team Thailand is no Malphite, so there's not going to be Slam Bam Wham, thank you ma'am, coming through. But there might be for Team Thailand. Still certainly some options.
I mean, Cassante is on offer for the first time in the day's play, I believe.
Yep.
He's been banned all day long. It's going to be a Seraphine the choice, actually, here for Team Philippines. So I'm interested to see what they're cooking up in the lab.
They're playing slow in that bot lane. They got Seraphine, ADC, just to try to balance out the AP and the AD damage. And it's going to be safe. It has to be safe, especially when you're going up against the likes of a Jinx, right? And we got the Janna coming through to potentially complement Uanir. Who knows? Maybe it's going top. Maybe we got Jace mid, Janna top. I highly doubt it.
No, mate. I think at this point, we just let caution fly to the wind and see what we're going to get. It's probably going to be the Jinx and the Janna down in the bot lane.
Oh, my.
You've got the Nautilus there for jungle. Victor in mid. I would say it's probably a Seraphine mid. Does it have to be a Seraphine mid? I mean, can you jungle Tarek? No, it's going to be a Wukong jungle. Excuse me. Getting ahead of myself. So it'll be Irelia top, Wukong jungle. Tarek in the mid lane?
I guess so.
No, it is Seraphine in the mid lane.
Seraphine mid lane? Okay. So it got shuffled as soon as it went off screen.
Yeah.
And Tarek down bot with Evolution. Okay, so now that that's sorted, let's see what's going to be going down. Here it is, all locked in. Janna support, Big Vicky in the midi, and that Jace ended up top. But yeah, I personally haven't seen Nort played in the jungle, so keen to see how that operates. Of course, Pillow has been pretty decent on his gank game, and now he's got that big hook to throw around as well.
Well, that's exactly what it's going to be coming down to, Mac. It's pretty much the gank game for Nautilus. Like that is exactly what he wants to be doing. He's a fantastic ganker.
There's good follow-up from that as well. You get the gank, you get the hook, you get the root. All of a sudden, you got the Janna, you know, with her knock-up coming through. You also got the Chompers there as well.
Yep.
For Jinx, so that's a lot of at least single target lockdown. And that's what Team Thailand's sort of been aiming at all day. It worked for the last game. Who knows if it's going to work this time?
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit scared here for Team Philippines. I just think looking at the composition from Team Thailand, there's a lot of tools to get on top of you. You have the Nautilus there, fantastic ganker. Obviously, as a Seraphine mid, you are quite isolated. You don't have a lot of... I mean, you have some mobility, I guess, on your W. It does give you a bit of move speed, but reality is, like, it's not going to stop you from getting hit by a Nautilus hook. You're not really going to be able to easily dodge a Naut hook. So I think Team Thailand, they're playing to their strengths. They're playing toward early game dominance, and hopefully this time they do continue to keep that early game dominance, but they don't throw it away. And first time we're going to get an invade, Mac. Team Thailand straight into the enemy red buff, and I do wonder if they're going to stick around for anything much. They're certainly looking, but actually if they go up through this bush, then they might be able to catch Aloy, who's floating around outside the bush. They know he's in the bush. They don't want to go for the fight. It's a little bit too late. Oh my god, they do want to go for the fight.
Yeah, mate. Couple of summers invested early there. Playing a dangerous game, and they're going to be hit on cooldown.
That's a pretty good exchange, though, as far as Team Thailand is concerned, right? You as the Nautilus with your jungling prowess, do you really necessarily need the flash? I mean, yeah, it's nice to have, but the fact that you've taken away the Irelia flash, it instantly signals to you, like, okay, maybe I'm pathing top, and I'm looking for an early top gank. But has started on the blue buff side of the map, so unless he just goes for the half clear into the top gank,
Yeah, could do that. Could just full clear bot side, maybe come down here early.
That's not a very good trade for It Yummy.
No, not at all. But we'll have the range to at least shoot a couple of artillery shots right back. Sam out. We're chasing down Jacobo. You're looking at the difference in range, of course, just at least with the auto attacks. This bot lane should go relatively well for Team Thailand, and that was a lot of harass already.
Yeah.
Look, mid, looking pretty good. Team Philippines going to be able to sit back a little more.
Hang on. This is where things get a bit interesting because Gawala is on his way up. Oh, he's decided to go towards the Raptors instead of going straight up to the red buff. I really thought he was going to pass straight toward red.
Yeah.
And that might be the crucial seconds that are required here for Pillow to finish off that red buff. He doesn't have Smite.
No, he doesn't have Smite, but he does have time on his side. Gawala going to be coming in with the red trinket. Oh, there's that last hit, and Pillow might just be able to run away. We'll use the Q just to try to survive, but I don't know if this is actually going to end up going well for him. No. Blast Cone's there to use. Gawala going to not quite come across the wall with him. The Q again to create the space, but in come the rotations. Let's see if Team Philippines lock this one down. It is going to be Escalades to find first blood. So,
oh, dear.
Oh, Team Philippines off to the races. Almost 1,000 gold lead in the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, just a little bit too greedy in the end there from Gawala. If he would have, I don't know, what was the option? I guess gone towards his own red. He's just a little bit too slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, from Pillow. A little bit too aggressive from Pillow. Didn't have the smite up. So couldn't heal when he killed the red buff, and obviously couldn't finish the red buff off quickly either.
Very unfortunate scene for him.
No lane prio in mid either. No, I mean, there was a degree of lane prio up in top. The Jace was pushing in, but obviously Seraphine being able to rotate up and Victor unable to do so does give first blood over to Team Philippines. And yeah, for Team Thailand, we haven't really seen them be able to come back from a deficit. Right? We've seen them win from very far in front.
There are no resources here on the Victor, but he is going to be safe under the tower for now. Of course, not a huge amount of mobility on the Seraphine, so it's hard to chase him down without things going wrong. And over towards the bot lane, it looks like at least that is still going well for Team Thailand.
It should go well for them, really. I mean, yes, you're up against a Lucian, which likes to sort of get on top of you early, but when you're the Jinx and the Janna, you have a massive range advantage, massive poke and prod advantage. There's not really a whole lot that Taric can do in this matchup. This is going to be more of a late game oriented play for Team Philippines. They're not really going to be able to win the bot lane. So you would expect to see them get behind a little bit in terms of the farm. But 31-19 this early on in the piece with the cull in mind is also not a great sign for Team Philippines. And Pillow's going to have a little bit of a look up toward top. Still aware that the flash is on cooldown for Aloy, who's quite low, but Nautilus, one of those things you have to be worried about. Is they're a little bit squishy early on in the game, and diving in Irelia can always be scary. Stun goes through. It's going to be a 1-for-1. It Yummy can't get out of there alive, and that's just not worth it.
Yeah, Pillow just didn't take that aggro, or couldn't really take the aggro, and things go south quick. Either way, that trade is at least going to get Team Thailand 1 kill on the board. A quick stock take of the levels so far. No one popping 6 just yet. That might happen at mid first. Looks like up top is going to go a little slower. Maybe Aloy gets close here. But both junglers, of course, haven't really had too much time in the jungle, having a lot of fun so far.
Fun in the sun.
Pillow just constantly harassing these camps, but they must have some kind of inkling that he's doing it again. And that's going to be an ability missed. Skill shot's not quite there. The ult is now online and already used. Pillow, can he get out of here? Will he have the time? He's got that flash to play around, and it should be enough. Looks like it will be, especially with Jace not quite being seen on the map. So, all things considered, ends up being pretty good for Team Thailand. Jinglu going to be able to rotate across as well. They know that there's still the danger coming towards that jungle. Root comes through. Jinglu, see you later. Too damn squishy for this one, and Pillow as well. This time, Team Thailand not going to force the fight.
Yeah, just get CC locked. Had the flash available, but was not able to use it to get over the wall. And, you know, again, I'm not sure. Like, Jinglu, you see them walk over the ward, right? And you're going to be greedy and put down the pink ward in that bush where they're obviously all standing. It's a little bit too greedy from Team Thailand. They're giving up so much early in the game right now. I don't see them coming back from this match. I've seen so many times in the mid-game, Team Thailand just completely fold, and they've, in a sense, sort of gotten through some of those because they've been so fed early, but
yeah,
when they have to really dig deep and come back from behind, I don't know if we've seen enough yet from Team Thailand to indicate that that is going to be a possibility.
Oh, that's going to be the gank setup. Okay, good damage. Escalade's going to be forced to flash to safety, so mid lane, slightly more vulnerable for the moment. Ooh, okay. Two ADCs whacking one another. The flash is going to be no good, and right clicks are too strong for Jacobo. So, Sam out, goes down, and it loses the flash in the process.
Yeah, I mean, just across the board, Team Thailand are losing all of their fights right here, and
yeah, completely different game so far.
Lucian versus Jinx in a 1v1, you're always going to back the Lucian, particularly this early in the game. I think Sayumu, you know, maybe anticipated that he would be able to get the Super Mega Death Rocket through and have enough damage there, but even that I think was perhaps wishful thinking. Might have been a better choice to use the Ghost and the Flash just to escape. Yummy looks like he wants to try to take a fight right here to Aloy, who is a little bit stronger than him at the moment, but good free damage.
Used a lot of resources for that one, but will force Aloy to respect him, and respect him so much that he has to back as well. So there could be a plate. No, back going to be cancelled in the meanwhile, and the Drake as well going to be picked on up by Team Philippines.
Ironically, it's actually the top lane that seems to be kind of going the best right now for Team Thailand.
Yeah.
Even despite the fact that he got 1v1'd earlier on in the game, gave up, you know, that advantage.
Ooh. Okay, not going to hit this time. Zoom out. Forcing back Jacobo with the ults. And, oh, that's going to be the Super Mega Death Rocket connecting. Big damage. A knock up, not quite there. Didn't get charged up for long enough. So Team Philippines will still be safe in the bot lane for the moment.
Yeah, again, I think in this 2v2, it's actually advantageous for Team Thailand. Pillow continues to try to be aggressive. When you're behind in jungle, behind in top, behind in mid, and you're still invading. Big Nuts Gamer will be able to get themselves another plate, but is it worth the cost?
Yeah. They were going for it. Cyclone there as well. Escalade doing big damage. Gets that charm off. Koala, though, too low. He'll go out of the party. And Pillow, he's staying. He wants that root straight into Escalade. He's here with a vengeance. Gets the root off that he needs to. He might fall in the process, but let's see if Newen is going to be able to trade this. Pillow's still alive somehow, some way. The snipe's not there, and that goes so well for Team Thailand.
Yeah, super awkward indeed for Team Philippines. Just misjudging that fight by a long margin. Another good tornado, followed up by the zap through from the Jinx. Lots of damage onto Jacobo. Pressure is there for the bot lane, and they're going to walk straight into that bush. Would have been very awkward. I mean, I'm really seeing a kill angle right here for Team Thailand if they're able to take a fight. The only thing they have to be aware of really is the fact that Taric does have Ignite available, but obviously healing off of the Janna ult is going to put them back to full HP and not really within rough position. Super Mega Death Rocket does just go wide.
Yeah.
But I mean, big gap being built in the bot lane, definitely, as far as the CS is concerned.
Certainly had kill potential there. There was the knock-up, and somehow the Super Mega Death Rocket just going to be constantly used on cooldown just to chunk that damage. Newen is gone. There is no world where he lives here.
Yep. May as well just get an auto or two into that tower, to be quite honest with you, but ends up going down. I mean, the kill over to the Seraphine, it's probably not the worst thing in the world for Team Thailand. Pillow's having a look towards top once again. They've got to be aware, though, that the rotation's coming through from mid. We'll have a look at the replay here of the previous fight. The issue with this fight for Team Philippines is just naturally early on in the game, those champions don't have a huge amount of damage. I mean, Irelia does ramp up nicely as the fight goes on, but Seraphine is a Seraphine, doesn't really have the items just yet.
Yeah.
Cyclone with Wukong, again, it's not exactly a hugely damaging ability. And you've got a few fairly tanky characters to punch through there. And they're just not able to get that damage out. And obviously, in response, right, Jace, Victor, they're gonna beat you to the punch in that respect.
Yeah, they're just trying to zone it Yummy out by sending numbers toward that top side. Red team coming through with the steal on the Herald. And they are barely just going to be able to snag that away. Looks like they're fully focused on Koala, though. Just trying to get some revenge for the objective being lost. Forces that flash out from Moran, who has to escape from the pit. or give his life instead, and chooses the safer option. Of course, now with no flash, he's more vulnerable for a moment. Still, this battle is happening down towards the bot side.
Yeah, I mean, we've spoken about this a fair bit, though, over the course of the Road to Asia Games 2022. When you have a Jinx and they're down in the bot lane free farming, that is always going to be a positive sign. So Team Thailand, they have kind of swung this game back into their own favor. They're up 1k gold. Team Philippines, they might have had a couple of good early fights, but this time, of all times, it seems like Team Thailand heading into the mid game are actually looking a little bit better.
Yuna, he is just looking straight into the eyes of his opponents.
Yeah, waiting for that creep wave to come through.
Happy just to sit there, hit him with the cheeky beam.
Seraphine's not really going to be able to do too much to stop Jinx from farming. Certainly not at this point in the game.
While just trying to clear out the jungle, get as much value there, get as much catch-up XP as possible. But you're looking at Team Thailand as well. So far, so good. Bit Yummy has been farming up a Storm, that extra range, helping him out in the top lane. And they've also swapped some things up, so he's playing from mid for the moment.
Yeah, probably looking toward Dragon as being the next point of contact. That'll be up in about 30 seconds or so. Lots of pings headed in that direction for Team Thailand. And they're already starting to rotate their way up from bot. Team Philippines will drop the Rift Herald into mid just to try to cause a little bit of a distraction, but it might not even end up getting a charge off. It's not quite close enough to the tower there, so it ends up being fairly wasted. But again, when we consider that was a steal, maybe we're not as concerned about that. It's going to be this dragon fight. That'll be the big one. Goala on a pink ward. Hasn't been spotted just yet. Could be a nice flanking angle for that Wukong. And if Team Thailand just start this dragon without clearing any of the vision, this could be so bad. Yeah,
this looks really bad on paper, but they're going to at least chunk it down to half, try and force Team Philippines in, and we're going to see a Charmander hitting onto one. See you later. Estelades, he's out of the fight already, and it looks like the rest of the Team Philippines members are about to follow. Sayumao doing big damage from afar. He's getting excited. He's hitting that damage, and he's cleaning on up. Him and Jace doing so much work now. That looks so good. Hit Yummy. Mate, you are not only the MVP, but that Jinx too, starting to really scale into this game.
I mean, I think I'll have to give a bit of a shout out to the victor here. We'll take a look on the replay. It seemed like both teams were playing the same game, but Team Thailand just beat them to the punch. Great depth charge. Look at that triple knock-up into the stun field from the victor, I should say.
Yeah.
On top of the ultimate coming through there as well. It's just so much CC, so much burst that jumps on in there. And I mean, it certainly wasn't the fight that Team Philippines was looking for. It was the perfect fight for Team Thailand. Great setup, the depth charge into the follow-up from the victor.
Considering how worried we were going into that, they managed to walk away with the Drake and only lose one in the process.
And again, no one really focusing their attention at all towards the Jinx, and when the Jinx has been able to give the opportunity to look towards some resets and getting excited, as you say, obviously the fight's going to go that way. So really, really good opener and a good finisher as well from Team Thailand. Team Philippines going to have to go back to the drawing board there and just be a little bit quicker on the draw, because they wanted the same thing, right? They wanted the exact same thing. They wanted the Wukong in over the wall, out of that that vision, with a Cyclone on top of as many members as possible, but just didn't really get that set up. And Team Thailand pulls the trigger first and makes it work.
Now back towards the mid lane, back to regular scheduled broadcast, of course. We're just playing the lane game. Pillow going fishing, trying to hook up something juicy, something spicy, something tasty. But it looks like it's just going to be the lane prio that they're looking for. Still 4 minutes before the next Baron comes through. And there are, of course, going to be some objective bounties now for Team Philippines to try to play around. So we'll see if that is the answer for them to try to get back into the game. Now, maybe there's a chance for Loit to take down this bot T1. But no towers have fallen just yet. Looking real good for Team Thailand with the setup. Mid wave, top wave, both in sync now, looking to pressure those T2s in reaction for this T1 going down at bot. I don't think the Victor's going to get here in time, but there's not a wave now. The Gawala is here, but the control ward may reveal his position, but will it happen in time? survive the dive. Looks like he might. He is going to have that sneaking field. Aloy going to dodge it. Big damage starting to come through, but it looks like there's more going the other way. Nuin is just going to stand and defend all by himself in the 1-on-2.
Holy
That's
cow.
gone beautifully, and it might still keep coming. Yummy, so fast right now, just hitting everything, and Aloy's not living right here, right now. Great value off the back of the TP.
All right, well, Victor is as Victor does when he starts to get strong and feel confident. He does a lot of damage, everything connected there. Perfect geometry with the laser, lining it up perfectly, and ultimate down as well. I mean, did off a little bit more than they could chew. I thought that was going to be the perfect bait, but Noyuna, he has other ideas for us, and now SLA is in trouble.
Oh, big pick, and it was a 4-on-1. Seems like the rest of Team Philippines just did not get the invite to that party, but there's a different party going on. Nuina, is he going to be able to live here? Gawala will find the bouncy, will find the second death for that Victor. But on the other side of the map now, Final Herald is up, and it's going to be taken by Team Thailand. So they've got this, got one Drake. Nowhere near the soul point just yet. I'd be surprised if we even get there.
Yep.
Because there is a slight gap in terms of the gold. We're up to 6K now, still favouring Team Thailand.
All right, well, yeah, 6K gold lead is really good, and you'd have to say surely they can't let this one slip. Nice hook, excellent.
Keep getting these pickoffs again. They've gone fishing. Aloy will have the lifesteal to survive. He will just barely. Estelade's going to be coming in, launching a couple of skill shots, and Pillow says, you know what, they can have this one.
Yeah, let him go. Need to reset here and try to make use of the Rift Herald. You see a tower go down in bot. Not the biggest of concerns, quite honestly, at this point for Team Thailand. Looks like Noyuna's just going to be down there to catch another big wave that he's going to start to build up. And it's always nice to have that extra cash going over to your Victor. He scales really well into the late game. So that's who you want to be seeing getting the kills.
Yeah.
And the farm. Team Thailand, 62% on the live win tracker. And I tend to agree. I'd say it's probably favouring them quite substantially.
Okay.
But again, we just have to ensure that we don't see anything, too untoward. One thing that does make me feel a bit more confident is Jingliu is not on a playmaking support, so you're not going to see any flash hook attempts or anything like that. He's just going to be sitting in behind the Jinx.
Yeah, not going to be going too hard this game.
Really onto Pillow to kind of start the fights here for Team Thailand, which, to be honest, he's been doing a really good job of. It's not always easy sometimes as the Nautilus to kind of get the right fights.
Oh, they're going to have a flank angle coming in through the jungle. It's a 4-on-2 here, maybe a 5-on-2. Moran, see you later. There is no surviving for Escalade. They are going to bring more to the party. Gawala coming in with the Cyclone, but it might be, again, a sunken cost because they've come in way too late just as that Drake is spawning. And it looks like Team Thailand are happy just to go for a lot of objectives. They're not focusing on the Drake just yet. They're using this Herald. They've already dealt with the T2. They're probably getting an inhib off this push.
Yeah, once again, I mean, it's monsoon season right here in Macau, China, but it seems like it is in the server as well. Jingliu, just too much to get through. They tried to chase the Jinx down, but unfortunately unable to do so.
Look at this.
As you say, Mac, I reckon I'd go for one more charge there. Just clear that wave and let the Rift Herald go and do its business. But end of the day, I mean, this is the safer play. This is the percentage play. Just back off, get the free dragon.
Of course. Didn't want to risk it. They have been overextending, so it's great to see some safe play.
I mean, watch this fight and just watch as they try to get on top of the Jinx, right? Gawala on that Wukong dives it straight in, but straight away you're tasked with getting past the Janna, and that is just never easy. I mean, as far as every champion in the game is concerned, Janna is probably one of, if not the best peelers in the game. That's your entire role as that champion, is to keep your AD carry alive, and Jingliu has done a good job of that. Sayumi able to just have another free fight, and look, only 2 kills for the Jinx, but you could see the damage that was getting put down.
Where to now? Team Thailand looks like they are going to play the Vision game and start to get ready for the Baron. Of course, it's been up for about a minute now. They want to try to bait out a fight with this gold lead. Moving towards 7K now. I think it is 7K. And they are happy to keep on fighting. a couple of items to the lead, but it's all about this position. Pillow going to be sitting at the front. There's that last cone to play around, and he's going to get launched in the back lines. And he's quite squishy too, so we'll see if there's going to be a follow-up from Team Thailand. Pillow still alive at the moment. Somehow, some way, he lives there. And Team Philippines have taken the bait. Their mouths are on the hook right now. Gawala giving him a red-hot crack. Aloy in the back line. Going to try to heal up, try to dish out the damage, but the scaling, it is not quite there. Gawala now. See you later, mate. One man living, and Team Thailand, they're not going to take the bait. They've got this mid lane push. They're going to go for that instead. Allow there to be a chance for Gawala to recall.
Yeah, no, just let Jingliu go on the chase there and see if you can find him on the vision, get
Stop the backs.
The reset on the base, and the other two go into mid and start farming those towers down. There you go, it's cancelled. Gawala can't get away. So annoying, so frustrating.
Just getting baited. It's going to be another tower going down. Team Thailand happy as anything. Won't be able to get the investment of that mid inhib, and Jingliu as well.
Uh-oh.
Oh, they're ready for it too. They've tracked him for long enough. It is going to be the decoy that they focused on initially. Let's see. Oh, the zoning as well. Coming out from the Victor ult. That is great.
No way.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that is maximum disrespect from Team Thailand, but you love to see it. And straight in onto the Baron. They know they've taken out their opposing jungler. This should be a free Baron with the bot lane pushing in as well. You have to send resources there to deal with that. I mean, if there's going to be a contest on the Baron, it's only going to be from 1 or 2 members, and it's really only going to be in the vein of attempting a steal over the wall. So ultimately, that was a very nice passage of play from Team Thailand. It does look like they've fixed up some of their mid-game issues, and this one is just looking much, much cleaner.
Yeah, much cleaner indeed, and it looks like we should be on for another 2-game series. Still yet to find one that goes all the way to 3. That could be coming up next.
Maybe.
But this one's not done. I will still be getting ahead of myself because that gold lead is immaculate. It's 11,000 gold now. Or there almost.
Give or take. Yeah, I wanted to say in that last fight as well, Nautilus just sort of a little bit deceptively tanky, right? You look at his HP bar, you think it doesn't look that much, and he got bursted down pretty quickly, but he's got his shield. He's also got the redemption there as well in his kit. So once that redemption came down, healed back on up, and no one really able to get through him. And there's not a huge amount of like bulk damage. You don't have a hyper carry necessarily on the side of Team Philippines right here. So they're more relying on the wombo combo.
They've also not got anyone to soak up that damage, right? You've got the Brawler in terms of the Wukong, but most of them are just relying on that lifesteal, the damage that they're putting out, and that damage is not going super well for them. They are going to be able to get that Victor, so see you later, Nunea. And in the meantime, Team Thailand, they're still going to fight this in the 3v4. Jingliu, he's gone almost. Okay, Redemption might be able to turn this one around. Pillow dishing damage, dishing out the CC, and hoping that there's going to be some follow-up. Jinx has been excited for a little while and is looking again to follow up with that Hurricane, but I don't think it's going to happen. Looks like it is just going to be sight set on Gawala. And with the minions under the turret, if they can get rid of that, then they can still keep fighting here. Moran is gone, and this might be the beginning of the end. Another sweet hook hit. Great angles found onto Escalades, and it might just be game, set, and series.
Yeah, it certainly seems like that will be the case. Team Thailand, this is their best game so far. They're getting better and better as the day goes on, and now smacking away at that Nexus. There's nothing Team Philippines